Nikki Ebony. Egimi Ekiti. It's raining dogs and cats here tonight, but the show must go on. I'll be joined shortly by the former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Peter Ayodele Fayose. Yes, he will be joining me any moment from now. We spoke just a few minutes ago, and he was getting ready. So, in the meantime, we are going to have a quick test run with his son. Ayodele, I love that name. Ayodele. Mine is Dele. This is Ayodele. Love from Uganda. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I should be joined any second from now by the Fayose. I'm looking forward to a very interesting chat. Okay, I've seen him, he's coming, but let me pin live with former governor. Dr. Hira Ayodele Fayose. It's raining so much here, dogs and cats. Okay, I think that should be said. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Ayodele. I was
Yes,
just
sir.
saying, love that name.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a mouthful. How are
Thank
you?
you very much. I'm very well, thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, I want us to set the camera in a way that we will have a little bit of headroom.
Okay, yeah, that is set for him. It's just because I'm standing next to him. So once I set it for him now, he has good headroom.
Okay, fantastic. We're good to go. Yeah, I think the so far is good. We're good to go. Your Excellency.
Good to see you.
Your Excellency.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you, sir. Okay. I love that nickname Oshoko.
Oshokomole, yes.
Yes, sir. So before we start, we have a protocol. We play music. We want you to relax, so we'll play you. And I'm sure you will enjoy. It's from the grassroots in Ekiti. Elemure, Leke, is by Elemure. Yes, Your Excellency, it's good to have you on the seat tonight.
Thank you.
We invited you based on popular request.
Thank
Everybody
you.
was asking me, when are you bringing Dr. Peter Ayodele Fayose? And I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure of having you tonight. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, you don't need any introduction, but for the sake of our young ones, some of them who may not be very, very vast with the political ongoing in Nigeria, could you tell us a bit about your background? People believe you are a very radical leader in Nigeria, that you are one of the few people who say it as it is. So where did you get this from? So if you could tell us your background and then how your background must have affected, the way you see politics today.
Well, again, I want to thank you for giving me this platform to lend my voice to the good works you're doing, the very educative steps you are taking, because a nation without information, they will die in darkness. My name again is Ayo Peter Fayose. Some call him Peter the Rock. Some call me, the Igbo people, they call me Agunde Chamber. Some in the East, they call me Okutindi Igbo. Some call me one native number one. In all this, I am the brother of all of you. And when you step forward and come back home in Ekiti, they call me Oshoko. And the longer extension is Oshokomole Kunke. Erumole tó ń jẹ jollof rice. Mo ti ń jẹ ìpápánu báyìí. Let me tell you that I was born 1960 to my late father and my mother that turned 81 this year. And we're 7 of us from my mother. And I have 26 brothers and sisters. I have a late father that is highly principled, very principled, say it as it is, a defender of the common man, was never a politician, but he stood on the side of the people. I left Toli Ibadan in 1985, 86, and went abroad briefly to advance my course. Gradually, I slipped into business, started to work, because coming from a very big family, there's little your father can do, your parents can do. You have to enhance yourself. And in a way, I hardly go to Ekiti, but at the point I went there, I saw clearly the suffering of the people, particularly from the area of water. And that touched me. I sent my tankers to Ekiti. We started giving water support to the people. I became very popular. That it was irresistible. The president at the time wanted his personal friend, our very wonderful late father, who died recently, and I had nobody but God. And I won the primaries, I won the general election, I defeated my brother, then Governor Adebayo. And today, by the grace of God, I gave my best, and the world can judge, and that earned me a second tenure after my abrupt exit in 2006. And after 8 years, precisely 8 years, 16th of October 2006, I left, and I came back 16th of October 2014 to become the third elected governor of Ekiti State. And most interesting, the first man in Ekiti to defeat two incumbents. With all respect to the people I defeated, they remain our leaders, they remain my brothers. We still work together. What is important is Ekiti. But you will recall that I don't believe in hypocrisy. I served the Ekiti people. I was down to earth. I was very down to earth. I dressed this way. Nothing too hard. I was who I was before I became governor. And I remained the same person throughout my tenure. I served them. I lived with them. I spent 80% of my time with the Ekiti people. My achievements are there for people to see. And I want to tell you, people say I am controversial. I have no apologies. You won't go and take a man in the village who nobody knows to come and stand in the office of the governor. We all reference men, we fear God. My own is that we will not live here forever. So I made it very clear in the party that I belong that I am what you see is what you get. I don't want to patronize anybody. Of the 2 million Nigerians, we don't have 250 governors yet. So that's nothing to patronize. I've had a fair share of this country, opportunities, and the remaining is for us to defend the common man. So briefly, I was a 2-term governor of Ekiti State. I've added my values, the little I could do, and I'm still adding, not necessarily being in the office of the governor. So when you invited me to be part of this program, it was a great pleasure for me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like us to speak. Of course, there are different topics. In fact, some of our viewers are already writing what they would like to talk about. But there was something that stood you out when you were in politics, or let me say when you were in power. The idea of stomach infrastructure. Could you tell us what that was all about?
You see, let me start this way. Nigerian leaders were hypocrites, largely hypocrites. It is only in Nigeria we have two different faces, one for the public, one for another life outside the public. When I started the idea of stomach infrastructure, they were all set out to crucify me. But today, they all give chicken, they all give gari, they all do this, they all do that. That is hypocritical. They don't want to be seen. That's why they are the people that send thugs to an election. But they paint the face of a saint in the public. That is not me. Stomach infrastructure you see, it's an issue for language. When you are talking about, some will say architecture. They will say the security architecture of Nigeria. Some will come and tell you the infrastructural development. Do you develop infrastructure for a dead man? No. Infrastructure is for the living. Majority of the people in this country will not never own a car to drive on your roads. They only need your support to go to the next level of their life, for the next minute. Majority of the people you are building roads for are next door to you. They cannot eat. You eat in excess, throw the remaining to the dustbin. They are only saying, show us a bit of love. Come down from your high horse and let us be able to touch you. Most governors, most leaders, you can't touch them. You can't come close to them. They are the rich in the midst of the poor, the most powerful in the midst of the helpless. So let me say to you expressly, stomach infrastructure is, first of all, tying the stomach of our people before you go to tie roads. They only need your attention. Some are just looking for 20,000 to take care of a mother in the hospital. Some are only asking for just a little mortar, a little something to eat overnight and have their brain work for you. Most people, they cannot equally give just a little to others. Even the security network around them will not allow people to get to you. Stomach infrastructure is about the welfare of the people, which comes over and above all other interests. There are key things a man must have in life. A man must have shelter. A man must have food and health. A man must have education. The moment you cannot eat, hunger sometimes is worse than Boko Haram killing. Hunger is as biting as pain. You understand? So when I was governor, we kill cow, we bring things, people come to the government house. My government house gate was too open and porous for everybody to enter. So stomach infrastructure was my initiative, and they all bought through it and now pretending as if they are angels, they are not dirty, they don't want to. Fayose is just, it's not the way of, it's not normal for a big man to be doing that, associating. Part of stomach infrastructure, part of infrastructure we are talking about is recognition of the common man. They want votes from the common man, they don't want to touch them. They are too dirty to come to the table with them. So that is stomach infrastructure by itself and in itself.
A lot of people say, and you've just said it, they believe that you are abnormal, that you act abnormally.
My brother,
Crazy
because
government. Do you feel crazy?
my brother, the first thing I want you to know is that when you follow people's style, then you are never noticed. This is me. What you see is what you get. I'm real. I remember when we were, during my first tenure, when we sit as governors, when we want to do certain things, they say, no, don't do it because some people might take picture. Why do you do things you don't want them to take picture of you of? Why do you do it? Why, some people don't want to eat in public. What is wrong with your mouth and your stomach? I mean, why are you playing to the gallery? That's who I am. I go to any function, I eat there if I want to eat there. So the reality is that if you say I'm crazy, good luck to you. But I won't join multitude to sin against majority. Nigerians are suffering now. Nobody is talking for them. Everybody, most leaders who are supposed to raise up their voice that has benefited from this country, they are under the beds of their wives. They know what is going on in our country is bad. Because of this, they want to protect their wealth. They don't want them to come after them. At the end of the day, the abundance of a man, the houses, the blessings you think you have will not consist of the things we will judge you by at the last time. That's it. I am who I am.
Wow. Well, some people said if the stomach of the people were that important, how come the salaries were not regular?
Because what I get in Abuja is what I can spend. It is not Lagos. The majority of people talking sometimes. Give them the same opportunity, they cannot do that. They can't do nothing. Ekiti gets Ekiti is a civil service state. We get the least in Nigeria. And don't tell me, I don't come here to tell people I'm a miracle worker, but I am seen by my people as the best governor they ever produced. I want to say to you, in Nigeria, Ekiti, Gombe, Nasarawa gets the least in this country. My IGR every month barely 200, 250 when we take pay as you earn. But don't forget that if you overpress the people, it's like taking water out of a tissue paper. What do I do? I'm not. But when you get to Ekiti, Ekiti has the longest flyover in the southwest, built by a state government, was built by me. Ekiti has the best high court in Nigeria, even compared to Abuja. I stand to be corrected. Built by me, by the grace of God. Go further. The modern market, nearing completion at my departure, far bigger than Tedo market, was built by me. I just want to tell you to go to the governor's office that I built. Is the best in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. Wow. So, sir, I am not here to eulogize myself, but history will be kind to me. And I want to tell you again, with all respect, that the infrastructure built in Ekiti by me, first and second tenure, are the major projects there for everyone to see. So, when I was fighting these governments, and I'm still fighting them because they are not sincere. When I started fighting this, when I started, sir?
I said we will get to Buhari very soon.
No, what I'm saying is that we have just mentioned salaries. During my tenure, they gave budget support. I was denied budget support. I was denied all opportunities when they were paying the last tranche of Paris Club. I was not paid because I was not in their good books. These were things that people used to augment the salaries. And I was owing 3 months' salary. And don't forget that I inherited 2 months from the last administration, but I don't like to blame that last administration for anything, because people felt I can do it. Was why they gave me the opportunity. But I stand to be corrected. The Ministry of Finance never paid me budget support. The last 2 tranches were not given to me. Each of the tranches were 1.2 billion. I was not paid. The Paris Club, I was not given. They waited for this government to come before they gave them. Repair, money spent on federal roads, they were supposed to pay to me. I was not paid because I was in the opposition. And my own opposition was very clear, and I could not compromise. Otherwise, if I'd gotten all these resources, I'm sure these challenges will not be there.
I am very interested in your first term. There was so much chaos. What was the problem between you and President Olusegun Obasanjo? There was too much chaos. You were impeached of the day.
I was impeached, but the court reversed it after 9 years. The court reversed it after 9 years. But let me just, because I've explained this over and over, I would not want to dwell on it. But for, like you said, like young people who might want to know what happened at the time, I want to tell you again. I was governor. I became governor in 2003. I came from the same zone with President Obasanjo. I was his boy. And I chose that path for one reason. I didn't want to rock boat. I wanted peace to run through and to at least have my tenure seamless. But you can never please the devil. You can never please. It is us that wants to please people when God does not equally wants you to please them. The fact remains that I'm writing a book now, The True Story of Impeachment. That is the title. President Obasanjo called us to go into agriculture. I went into research. I felt a lot of young people don't want to go to actual farming as in farming, but we could go into agriculture in terms of poultry farming and all that. And I came to Baba. I want to try poultry farming. Some people said, if you try it, you will offend him. The monopoly of water farm will affect it. Baba will not like it because you want to start producing 30,000 birds every 42 days. So I went to him. He asked us to go and meet one Ghanaian boy, that was this boy at Igboora, that we should go to the farm. The guy will arrange and we'll get people to come and do the training and all that. My executive council went to Igboora. We spent 2 days. I went back to Baba because I don't want to cross the line. It's only in Nigeria that you have a president that oppresses a federating unit. So when I was not getting anything tangible coming and the project we have started building the penhouses, I was forced to employ a consultant, somebody that could do the job. People went to tell Baba, Fayose is set out to compete with you. Fayose wants to compete with Dr. Farm. They started selling so many things to him. Hate and hatred setting. Anything I say does not count anymore. Until he finally came to visit Ekiti, he said, your chicken did not shit, just to discourage me from continuing that project. It started, Babada came for campaign and said, I will never be in the way of Ayo. Barely 4 months after I was out of office. So I want to believe that that kind of tenor is not a wish for Nigeria again. It's a tenor we must learn from, where 6 House of Assembly members can remove a governor. We will equally recall that it was that tenor Governor Nkige was removed. It was that tenor Governor Obi was removed. It was that tenor Alado that was removed. It was that tenor I was removed. So something fundamentally was wrong. So I just want you to know that Baba brought a lot of things against me. I told Ribadu to take out my House of Assembly members, and they signed impeachment from EFCC cell under duress. 25 members of my 26 House of Assembly signed impeachment in EFCC net, and they served me by DHL. Then they gave us 14 days, which is the normal constitutional provision. The CJ set up the panel. The House of Assembly came again at the instigation of Mr. President to sack the CJ, which has never happened in our history. The Supreme Court reversed that after 9 years. They removed the CJ and put their own CJ to do the hatchet job. To make it interesting, I was tried one day, I was removed same day. The CJ came, a new CJ was planted, set up a new panel. To my amazement, even EFCC came to Ekiti Assembly. EFCC came to Ekiti Assembly to give evidence for a matter that is not before court. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that it was stormy, but for what God is not man. He gave me the privilege and opportunity to come back the second time.
Yes, I remember meeting you shortly after you were removed. I think even at a stage, you had to lie very low. How was it for you at that period before you now? Did you ever think you would ever come back?
Well, my brother, you see, nobody knows tomorrow. I was a young man. I became governor at 42. I was governor at 42, very young, very fine young man. I'm still fine, very fine young man. No gray hair, everything is touch and proper, looking good, and with the additional recognition from the office, no blood pressure. Those things trigger so many things. I had blood pressure, I had issues. Thank God I'm alive today. It was a trying time for me. It was tough. I was in exile for 1.5 years. And I came back, I drove straight to Ekiti. I remember then that time, Governor Shegun, when he heard I was in town, had to lock the government house gate. Maybe he thought I was going to take over. And like you know, I don't retreat, I don't surrender. And I followed that course. When PDP was messing up, I wrote to Bulafo. I told him that they kept all my vehicles, all my belongings in government house. It was not released to me by Governor Shegun. I had nothing when I left office. I had 13 vehicles in the government house. So what I did simply was to go to Bulafo, the then chairman, to plead with him, talk to this governor to Let me have life so I can move on. But they said no, they couldn't stand to the governor. So I now told them that there are two powers that a man has. One is for you to support you, one is to work against you. Anyone you like, you choose. One of my powers is to support you. The other power is for me to face you. And I'm not going to go and beg. And I plead with you, say no, then I have to face you. So I had to face him. I supported Governor Kayode Fayemi, and I told him I will never be a member of the ACN. But I want a governor that will give me recognition in the state, that will respect me. And that was why I worked with them. And Fayemi became governor. But I came back to take Fayemi out, by God's grace. So, but we are all brothers, it's normal. I am the only governor that took this one out, support this one to take this one out, and I came back to take him out. That's a very nice chess game. So
chess.
That's a nice chess game. But we're all brothers now, and there's nothing to fight about.
I said you are a master strategist.
My brother, I will not lose that one until I die. That's the only thing I do. I love the game. I avoid people to look for my trouble. When you look for my trouble, I'll stand up to you. I won't run away. It's appointed unto man one day to start, one day to go. I won't run away. I tell you the truth. All these petty things, they harass people. EFCC, EF table, EF share, EF this one. Is it not the EFCC chairman that's in trouble now? Me too, I work confidently. I work there. I said I'm coming. I went there. This is Fayose. What can you do? EFCC, I'm here. Big deal. So, you see, when a small time, when we are young, when you carry chicken, you see that red thing on the head of a chicken. People who ask, children are scared of it. Me, EFCC is not something to fear for me. Life should be lived. Even people that I thought have chest were advising me to run away at the time. I said, no. If you run away, they will have destroyed me now. They will have finished my family. So everybody must have at least a level of courage to face tomorrow. That's the lesson.
But sir, you were accused of stealing billions of naira as governor.
Yes.
And that is why you are in AFCC. So
no, sir.
No,
sir. They didn't accuse me of stealing Ekiti money, sir. Let me tell you, baby, people don't get it right. They didn't accuse me. They went there for 1 month, opened all the books. I was not charged on anything Ekiti. They said they gave me money for campaign. You understand? So there are two different things. In account of my service, nobody has called me to question. And I know them, so I was careful. That's the truth. I know them. I was careful. I was guided. I took my steps carefully. I make sure my books are right, because when you have too many enemies, you should be guided by wisdom to make sure that you don't fall into their nets.
But did you collect the money for the election?
No, when these matters are before the court, we are not supposed to talk about it. It's too sensitive, especially because I'm the person in question. I am, by respect for due process, court, and set down, I am not supposed to talk about matters in court. Pardon me, and Nigerians should please pardon me.
Okay, no problem. So coming back second time, could you tell us the steps you took that made it possible for you to take out your immediate past ally, who you said you wanted a governor that will recognize you? First, were you recognized by Dr. Kayode Fayemi?
You see, let me say this to you. Let me. I am a leader now, and this is issues for my home state. A number of people call me, look at what Governor Fayemi is doing, I should criticize him. No, that's not the spirit. I've done my own. I must allow him to work. Times for elections have come and gone. When we get to election time, our observations will tell the people. And let me tell you, it is not what we criticize that wins an election for any political party, not what we say. We are only pointers to show the public. The future of every state and every leader is in the hands of God and the common people. They are the ones that have the votes to take anybody out. If you see very well, since Governor Fayemi got there, not because of any reason. I just felt, let him do it. Let him put in his own time. The people will judge and see things for themselves. So I want to make it very clear. Governor Adebayo has served. I have served. Oni has served. Fayemi served. I served again. We give God the glory. So Ekiti, we need it to be stable for that state because we don't have money. When we get to election time, we will keep records and be able to tell the people this is not good for. After all, Governor Fayemi too does not have a right of a third term anyway. So there's nothing to fight about.
Wow. There are people saying that your second term was not as vibrant as your first. Is that true?
You see, the question is this. Anybody in Nigeria knows that even Buhari knows Fayose. Even President Buhari knows the vibrancy in me. Even my opponents knows that I'm a man of action. And I've articulated my achievements there in the second tenure. I am not somebody anybody would take cheaply. I am principled. I gave my best. I served Ekiti. So anybody's opinion outside Ekiti sometimes is meaningless because people talk from a particular view, particular position, particular benefits. To the good people of Ekiti, they will continue to appreciate me. I want to tell you one of the things. These ones they are not road building, they are not house building. I want to remind Nigerians. Before these headsmen became this men, the menace became this bad. When they came to kill some people in Ekiti, I took the bull by the horn. I mobilized the people. And I mobilized before they now start, before this era of Amotekun, whatever. I had mobilized the hunters, the necessary people to make sure. And you realize that Ekiti was free of. In fact, I went as far as if you see any cow who will take it and eat it. You don't take cows through the states of Ekiti during the day when I was governor. You don't do it. When I was governor there, no. It's an agreed position between us and the elders. You don't hide inside the cow to kill human beings. I took my stand. I was very clear. People that called me, I told them, if you can replace the life of the people that died, then you will think of alternatives. As long as you cannot do that, 5 million cows does not amount to human lives. So my laws, the law, grazing law that I made, and grazing marshals that I raised are part of the things mostly used now in most of the states. They use it in Taraba, they use it in Benue, they use it in some southern states. They came to take that law from me. So,
So what's your view about this Amotekun? Do you think it's just all gas, no substance?
You see, let me tell you, and I like to say the truth. I don't want to deceive myself. The moment Nigeria is not restructured, we are fooling ourselves. If the Constituent Assembly conveyed by the Jonathan's administration, and if they have other documents, let them bring it together. We are sitting on a gunpowder. What is Amotekun that cannot carry gun? What is Amotekun that they are taking the Attorney General to go and review? A lot of questions needs to be asked. Amotekun by name, okay. Amotekun by action, I ask question again. Amotekun by strength, I ask question. People that are leading our country today should lead as nationalists. They should not lead like a Southwesterner. They should not lead like a Northeasterner. They should not lead like a Northwesterner. They should lead like a leader. Of all the presidents, I don't like Obasanjo's ways. I tell you the truth. I don't like his ways at all. Me and him, we are not on the same page, though. But Obasanjo is the only one-time Nigerian president that has held this country here and there. And Jonathan has the president that has developed the nation the most and soft-hearted. Not because I'm in PDP. The fact remains that if you look at the Obasanjo time, there are certain things he put in place. And don't forget, he saved this country a lot of money. He saved this country a lot of money. These people have squandered all we have. The way Obasanjo brought it down, they have taken it up. That was why today, what Obasanjo said today, in a way, I agree with him. We don't normally agree, but I agree with him.
Today you agree with Obasanjo. Okay, sir. In 2014,
yes.
The altercations between you and Buhari, it was like Enima Kupa de Enima Pa. You took him on. In fact, there was a time you said he was brain dead. There was nothing you did. What was it? What was going on?
My brother, I don't know if you're hearing me well, because this thing seems to be breaking a bit.
I'm hearing you
They are
very well.
hearing me well.
Very well.
Excuse me, sir. When I started talking about President Buhari, even you yourself, Dele Momodu, criticized me. Even you, Dele Momodu, was looking at a saint in Buhari. Today, most of you now should cover yourself, your faces in shame, that you gave Nigerians a wrong road and a wrong path. It's regrettable. So I told all of you that time, I was 24-year-old boy when President Buhari was head of state. We were beaten at Ring Road, Ibadan, by soldiers. Anybody who's not in charge, a driver that is not in charge of a vehicle by holding the steering and concentrating will have accidents. At that first tenor, Idiagbon was in charge. Today, everybody under Buhari is in charge. Not even an Oshibaju. Today, they've packed Oshibaju aside now. Everybody, the way this one is controlling, that one too is controlling. Somebody is holding the steering. Somebody is pressing the pedal. Somebody is pressing the brake. That is the status now. Everything I said about that government at the time, when the government was still in embryo, everything has happened to the country today. I said one in 2015, when I said President Buhari will be a shield for the looters to bleed this country. I said that before he became president. I said so many things that this president has no capacity. President Trump, when he was talking, he said, don't let me use those words. Don't let me use those words. Let me just allow the sleeping dog to lie. My brother, have you seen a country governed the way this country is being governed? Have you seen one? Everybody now, we're in crisis. They're in trouble. Economy is in trouble. You remember Operation Occupy Nigeria? Where are these people now? You are one of them that time too. Now, you people should occupy again, no? Because we are looking forward to see you people occupy. Because you have two sides to it. This country is in trouble. We need God, we need intervention. We are not hungry, but we think about tomorrow of our country. Look at our debt profile. Excuse me, ask yourself, are you proud of our president? I'm asking you, can you go out of this country? If you are talking in faith, Nana Akufo-Addo is 70-something, 74 years too. Look at how agile. Look at how he's managing that country. Look at the electoral process. Today, they will sit inside the helicopter. They will be shooting people. They will still win in Supreme Court. I don't know. But power belongs to God. We will enjoy his mercy. Nothing is personal between me and President Buhari. He didn't take my wife. I don't even have capacity to take his wife. But this country is not governed well. You give us impression that they are representing, some tell us it's because of the North. No, people are even dying more in the North. People are sick more in the North. Those people being killed in Kaduna, in Taraba, are they from the South? In Borno, it's the North. So it is not about fighting for the North. It's just an arrangement for themselves and only for themselves and their extended families. Look at the depth profile of this country. We may wake up one day, they say China has come to take over. So we should hand over to China. It's a very sad development. If they don't address the electoral process in this country, we're going nowhere. When people begin to fear, when government begin to fear the people, things will change. Today, it is the people that is afraid of government. Revolution that has taken so many presidents out of office, so many people out of office. If you do it in Nigeria, they will kill all of them. Look at the experience of what is this people in Kaduna, how military shot them down. Are you seeing a country where Nigerians are saying they shares?
Yes.
Yes. Are you seeing a country when the people that put you in power are saying, remove this service chief, remove this service chief, remove this service chief? Said no. It's uncalled for. Democracy is by the people. We govern by the powers of the people, not by our strength. So, in my candid opinion, is that my prayer is that God will deliver Nigeria. It's beyond man.
But don't you think, yes, while I may agree with you that things are not looking too good at the moment, there is a saying in Yoruba, "Abogiri obalanu, alangba oleko wonu e." If there were no cracks in the wall, the lizards would not have found space.
And now lizards have found space now. Lizards has found space.
He was reckless, profligate, and for 16 years, don't you think people were just tired and they were looking for any alternative?
Let you people should remain in the past. And let your lizard remain inside that place. So that you will now see your situation in another 8 years. Remain there. Because
Well, if a man does not try 2 husbands, she may not know the difference.
And now you 2 husbands, you Nigerians have tried now. They've seen the difference. Because the profile status of this country, let me tell you what they did recently. They wanted to take $2.5 billion, and the World Bank has advised them that they have no means to pay. Except they do this, they do this, they do this. That is why you saw that increase in electricity and fuel at the same time. That is, you see, they are creating where they will be able to pay back if they give them that money. So, if you are talking about PDP in 16 years, this APC in 5 years is dastardly more terrible than the PDP 16 years that you are talking about. Because I've heard you personally talked about this government severally. If they were in the right direction, I know you will not talk at all. You will not want to be in that state you found yourself. If I want to go and marry a wife, one wife is beating me at home. Another one now, I say you should go. The other one now carry gun, say will kill me. So enjoy your time with PDP, with APC. Let's go to another topic.
Okay. It's a serious matter. Are you worried about lack of unity in Yoruba land? There seems to be lack of unity. Even within your own party, there are rumors of altercations between you and Governor Seyi Makinde in your state. So what is the state of?
Well, you have asked 2 questions now. Unity in Yoruba land. Unity in Yoruba land is better piloted by those in government. Those in government is like they are the ones like the father. The father and the opposition is like the mother. It is the father that has what it takes to rally the whole family. The likes of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the likes of people who are in position today are the ones that can rally the Yoruba nation. And they must remember that politics will come and go. Their lives, they cannot live what they have lived. They must not live the Yoruba divided more than they met it. So when you are talking about unity of Yoruba, it's meaningless when we are looking for solution within the party structure. Party structure, naturally, there will be interest, there will be portions of interest because it's a game, you want to take the center stage. But when we're talking about the unity of the Yoruba, it must be initiated by people who are in position to do it. If I call a meeting now, they will say it's because I'm in PDP. If somebody else in APC calls, they will say, but a leader who has what it takes must remember that we will all be remembered. We will all be remembered for whatever position we take. Every zone has their issues. When you get to Igbo land now, to be president, they are struggling too. South have their issues. You can see an Amechi, you can see a Wike. So it's not easy anywhere. That is the truth. And above all, Governor Seyi Makinde remains my brother. We will have, in a family, we'll have issues, but we eventually go by these issues one way or the other. These are not issues for platforms like this. Seyi Makinde will remain my brother. I stand to be corrected, and I mean every word I'm saying. Even if we are fighting, even if we have issues, it is part of it. If we don't fight, we might not equally recognize things that are not okay with each other. So far, so good. We are believing God that whatever differences, time will cure it.
There is a question I love to ask PDP members. Don't you think your party should rebrand? That your party, even the name itself, is already compromised and it has become a liability. And it will be a sad reminder to people in the future when you go to them to say you want PDP to come back. I once asked Alhaji Atiku Abubakar the same question before the last election, but he said even if you were going, it was too late.
If you ask me now, you call APC, I will say hunger. If you say APC, I will say hunger. If you call APC, I will say Boko Haram. I will continuously. Nigerians are more. You know, when you go to marry because of beauty, and suddenly you realize that you have married a Kurofo girl, and this marriage is not something you want to divorce easily. When you are talking of a sad commentary, it is APC. It is APC. You know, when you go to marry a young wife and she becomes a torture for you, you nearly die. This APC is torture, not even PDP. What you accuse PDP for? But Jonathan left with Naira 168 to the dollar. Today is a free fall. Jonathan left with fuel at I don't know, is this 60 something or 70 something that they are crying. They took to the street. Look at where we are. When you are talking about two political parties, party is not has no life. It's individuals in the party. Okay, what are you saying? Majority of the people that went to populate the APC and their sins are forgiven there. What do you say to that? Is that sheer hypocrisy? When you are talking of a political party that cannot stand up and talk of decency, honor, a political party that appoints only members of their family to political appointments. A political party, look at, I'm sure you listen to when President Buhari said Nigeria will become a country where dollar will be 1 to 10 or 1 to 1. You are alive when President Buhari said the issue of fuel this, fuel that will end. When he said the army will do this, everything will be okay. There will be no Boko Haram. What has changed? It's black market you bought. Oh. Black market. PDP is a saint compared to APC. We are branding nothing. If we didn't brand in 2015, we're branding nothing. PDP is still a name, a brand. You see, no two individuals are the same. If we bring President Buhari's brother, biological brother, to that Aso Rock, he will do things differently. It's not about the party, it's about the individual leading. It's about President Obasanjo supported Buhari when he wants to come. Is he not PDP? Tambuwa supported him. Are they not PDP? The Bukola Saraki supported them. Were they not PDP? What are we talking about? Amechi. What are we talking about? So all this make believe. Me, I'm not part of it. Nigeria has issues. The issues are fundamental. Let us address it. Let us look for a leader. If everything is going on well, nobody will ask who is governing Nigeria. If water is everywhere, if light is everywhere, nobody will be asking you, is it APC or PDP? Everybody say, our president is trying. Can you say of this government, you people that brought him, can you say this president is trying? My brother, I mean, when I see you working with
there is nothing he has done right. I'm sure there are things he must have done right.
Why did you get angry with him? I said, why did you get angry with him?
So that he can perform better. He wasn't
So
doing
as
well.
he perform better? No, as he perform better.
We're still watching.
Keep watching. Keep in view. Keep in view, oh, because save us.
Well, Your Excellency, people are already talking of 2023. You know, politicians. Once one election ends, they are already thinking of the next. And there are those who say the thing will come to the southwest, and there are those who are saying no, it's unfair that the southeast, they've not had a shot at it in a long time. And some people said the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, only spent one term. So constitutionally, if he wants to come back, he still has a term waiting for him. And so what do you think? Do you think the Southwest deserves to have it again? Let's start from there before I now ask my follow-up question.
Let me say this, for me, I'm sure he shares insinuations in some quarters about Jonathan. God has helped him. I'm sure he will not do that. He would not now want to live his life in peace. He has been the best performed president in this country. He remains my own president till eternity.
Finish what you said.
Beg your pardon?
So why don't you want him to come back and complete
No, sir. No, sir. You must know when to turn off. That is, let me tell you, this is why I tell people, even in our party, you are already 70. You are already 75. You are still struggling to have chairmen nominated by you. You are already, when I'm that age, my brother, I can only pray for people. In this Lagos now, some leaders are still struggling. They are still struggling inside PDP. Who is the councillor? I want to struggle with the Judiciary. We are the one to nominate this one. It's shameful. There's a particular age you must step aside and step away.
But Alhaji Atiku Abubakar obviously is still interested.
Excuse me, when we get to the bridge, we will cross it.
No,
when we get to the bridge,
I know that you don't run away from stating the truth.
The fact that I desire a younger person to run in this country. That is the truth.
So we not support Alhaji Atiku Abubakar if he decides.
Let me tell you expressly. I have said my bit. My greatest desire is a younger person. Alhaji Abubakar God has blessed him. He could raise somebody and support him. You understand? Life is, if let me tell you this, if President Jonathan had done very well, if he didn't contest in that election and allow it to go to the north, we will have won that election. I'm telling you again, let us respect what is not going to create problem. It's the turn of the South.
Yes,
it's the
and
turn of the South.
There are 3 regions in the South.
I'm coming. I'm going to address that.
Yes.
Are you there?
I am here.
I am telling you that for this country to be at peace, we must not continue to say it's south or north. Gentleman's agreement. Let's move it to where it belongs. Of the 3 zones, let me tell you, anywhere it goes, largely President Jonathan's zone has just finished. So it's between the Igbos and the Yorubas, whether we like to see it or we don't like to see it. If any of them, our party presents any one of them, we are good to go. You understand? But let me tell you, not many people who are prepared to be president in this country has been president.
Not what?
Not many people who had set out to be president in this country had been president. Shagari wanted to go to the Senate, doesn't want to be Nigerian president. Olusegun Obasanjo was in prison when they went to pick him. Jonathan was a president by accident. the late President Yaradua never prepared. I was one of us who just sent to him to go and tell him that he should come and contest. The gentleman told me he does not want to be. The gentleman told me I was the chairman presidential selection committee that Obasanjo set up at the time. I went to his residence at Obasanjo's directive. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you today, Governor Masari was hoping that Obasanjo will make him governor of Katsina. So it was when Yaradua came and picked his attorney general and supported his attorney general to be governor, was why that man decamped, the governor of Katsina today decamped to the then President Buhari's party. So what I'm telling you now is that every political party, either PDP, APC, must look for a reliable person to govern our country. All of them that has been president of this country never prepared in their life to be president. Jonathan became president by reasons of the demise of President Yaradua. Yaradua himself was in his house when they went to beg him. Obasanjo went to carry him. And when you look back, Obasanjo himself was in prison. Shagari was going to Senate when they brought him there. So it's God that will give this power. But for me, South-South just finished. This is largely between the Southeast and Southwest. That's it.
Okay. You had wanted to run the last time. What happened?
My brother, I stated it in my speech. The party has the ultimate powers. They said they're taking it to the north, which I agreed. I can't force myself, and I supported Tambua.
Okay. Do you still want to run? Since now you are advocating that you should come to Southwest or Southeast, why are you not? Yes.
My brother, I'll be very glad to run.
No,
I will be very glad to run. I have what it takes to lead this country. I love to run. It's not in my thought. It's not in my thought. It's not in my thinking now. But I love to. But I have not thought of it. I have not put it into thoughts to equally think of running or not running. But if there's a reason for me to try, I will try. Only God puts people in position.
If it comes to the Southwest, don't you think that the best 2 or 3 potential candidates would be
in your imagination?
No, I'm just
in your imagination.
These are the permutations of people I know. You know that we have mutual friends and we discuss a lot of these things. And there are indications, there are those who argue that the best person will be the vice president because he's already there for 8 years and he understands how federal government works. There are those who believe that the Jagaban would be better because he has a national appeal and is a hardcore politician. There are those who believe that among the technocrats that a Fashola will do very well. So what are your thoughts? But I can see that you've been saying some things about Jagaban. You know, that's the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So are you supporting
What did I say about him?
People are confused.
What did I say about him? What did I say about Jagaban?
You had nice words to say about him.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. I said you had very nice words.
What did I say about Jagaban? All I said, that tape they were playing was in 2016 or 2015.
Okay.
That clip they are playing. And I still maintain to say that the fact that Ahmed Bola Tinubu is in APC does not make me his enemy. Anybody he helps in APC is a Yoruba man. Anybody Fayose helps, anybody Bode George helps, anybody Seyi Makinde helps, they are Yoruba people.
So
politics should not become.
Do you support?
Wait, let me just round up. The clips they were playing over time was what I said about him against Buhari when they were rubbishing him at the time. That when you needed him, he was the saint. But let me tell you today, all the people you have mentioned are APC people. So why do I have to go to their party to go and support one of them when our party will produce somebody? When
Okay,
I'm equally alive,
so
I'm
who are
equally
the
alive
Yoruba
to
PDP?
run.
Who are
Let
the
them
people?
put their resources behind me. Let them put it behind me.
So you are telling
I
me
was a
that
two-term governor.
that you are the only Yoruba PDP now ready to run for the presidency?
I have not told you I want to run. You only asked me, and I told you it's not a bad idea. If there are opportunities, if I think it through, if I have the resources, I will let the world know I want to try. You understand?
But
So
don't you
I'm not.
the Yorubas should begin to play the same chess game that you mentioned earlier
We can't play chess
by
games, sir.
coming together instead of talking about parties, by talking
Can
about the Yoruba unity that I mentioned earlier on.
I say the word what you are saying is sentiments. What you are saying is sentiments. When there's no competition, there's no choice for the people. There must be choice. If you tell me PDP, APC must speak in Yoruba land, I agree to that. But for me to leave PDP and go and be supporting APC, it's not possible. The people must. It's not a unitary government or one. It's not a government where we say all of us we are picking in APC or we are picking in PDP. That's not the style. That's not the spirit. That's not even good for the people. The people must have choice and choices.
Okay, do you
So
believe,
all those people. Sorry,
sir? I was going to say, do you believe there could be a third force? Is it possible for a third force?
I don't know what they call a third force. So I've never seen where a third force. Obasanjo just set up a third force that time. Now where is the third force? They call it ADC. They merged with PDP eventually. So those ones are. You see, there are two dominant parties. What we should ask for in Nigeria is not even the unity of the Yoruba. We must ask for a leader that can lead our country in fairness. Unity of the Hausas is not as important as a country. If you see an American, poor, rich, they say I'm American. If you see this one, they will say I'm from the US. They celebrate their unity. What are we celebrating? Do we enjoy the unity of the Yorubas against the unity of the North? We must have a leader that is truly Nigerian, who is the father of all. We have been put together either by error or by whatever reason, but we got to live on and move on our lives. But a good man would make do what he found us to be and made the best out of us. So whether Yoruba unites or not, are we united to go and oppress other zones? That's not the spirit. A good man is a good man. He does not have outside Igbo. He has Nigeria. A good leader has Nigeria as his primary constituency.
I see that a lot of young people, because I'm with them on social media all the time, say they want a Showore or a Fela Toye or a Mogalu and the rest of them. Do you think they have any chance if they are outside those two dominant parties?
Please, I have no comments about those things you are saying. There are things you are saying. I don't have comments. Is activism? Does it symbolize quality leadership? Is it blackmail in some quarters among those who have mentioned? Symbolize quality leadership? Writing inside the papers, blackmailing people? Everybody, if you want to do politics, do it properly and stop. We should stop grandstanding. Beg. I don't want to mention names because I want to believe that what you are saying is you're talking about because somebody can do activism, then he can be president. There are different ball games. Two different ball games.
Do you think democracy can solve our problems in Nigeria, or you think there should be a revolution, like some people are calling for it?
I'm a leader. I must be mindful of what I say. You understand? But I know Nigeria is currently not well governed. That is the truth. Then Nigerians themselves wake up to realities because dying for Nigerians too, Nigerians themselves are docile. When you hear, "Po, Nigerians are gone," you never see them. Most countries of the world, they stand by the situation and rescue their country. Nigerians are not equally ready to rescue their country. So, for me, as a leader, like I told you, let us address our electoral process. Let the president stop selecting the INEC chairman. Look at well, I don't know what they call it in Ghana. The head of the electoral process in Ghana, they are always honorable people. When people want to do election, they carry money to INEC. They carry this to INEC, looking for INEC's favor, looking for police to come and harass people, military to come and help them. These are our issues, nothing more. The moment
Oh,
you
Ghana
know that if you don't do well, they can
is
vote you
going
out, you will
right
not
now.
do it. Beg your pardon?
I said Ghana too is going through that now. Ghana is not the same Ghana you were when you were in exile. Things have changed a bit in Ghana.
But you cannot equally compare them to what's going on here.
Oh, it's a
They
much
are world
smaller
of
country.
difference.
No, Ghana is a much smaller
Irrespective,
country.
sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. People always say that. The issue remains that we are not patriotic. The moment our leaders, if we don't lead by example, nobody, if you become president today and say nobody should use siren and put a fine or whatever, everybody will set out gently, whether big or small, if nobody is above the law. That is the truth. When as leaders, I don't use siren, no, and find out very well in and out of office. When you are going to Ibadan, you push everybody out of the way. They too will now begin to follow your vehicle because you are not leading by example. Everybody now has two lights on their vehicle, even when they are Boko Haram or armed robber, because nobody is in the mentality of the police that is big man, oh, he can go. So let me put it like that. And when things goes wrong, they'll be the first to ask them to release them.
Do you think the present American style of government that we have is sustainable? Don't you think it is too outlandishly expensive?
My brother, let me say to you, this American style has made America great. I'm telling you again, it's about the individual leading the house. When the laws are the same, let me give you a very good example. When dollar is sold at the same rate to everybody, when laws that are applicable to everybody is one being obeyed, when nobody can call the Inspector General of Police, when nobody can tell you release him, you'll be a better country, my brother. What is happening in America is that everybody is governed by rule, by law. In our country, there's no law. Everybody, it's only in this country that whatever you do, you can get away with it. The problem is that equity, he that must come to Ekiti must come with clean hands. That is the problem of our nation, nothing more. Look at River State, they are doing election there. Soldiers will hold them to ransom. Women will remove their clothes. Isn't that strange? There's a commander-in-chief. The commander-in-chief is not deaf. He has ears. You could say, please stop that. Will anybody do it? Those are the issues. Some people are above the law. That's why you have all these problems. So that's where I can put it. It's not about, you see, when certain things are no longer attractive, people will not do it. We go to London. I was on a flight. We are coming back. To the time we were in the airport, everybody was behaving themselves. The driver was keeping to lane. We were careful. When we got to Lagos here, you see them. How many policemen came with you? How many backup? Even before we disembark. That's a show. These things, you can't find them in advanced country. It's a sign of leadership. Look at what's going on in Turkey. talking. Look at what is going on in Ghana. You don't see this madness. When you say it's small, the power and the authority of a leader is in his words. Its words are bigger than himself. When you say, don't do this, nobody will do it. I won't say more than that. Oh.
Okay, I will try to ask your views and what you think can be done to tackle some challenges in specific areas. I will start with the judiciary. What is your view of our judiciary at the moment?
You see, let me say this to you. The buck stops at the leader of the country. The buck stops. It is the way I want people around me to behave that they will behave. A country, the police of a country, the policemen in a country is a reflection of their society. It's a reflection of their society. There's a giver of bribe, there's a taker of bribe. So the situation here is that when the head is right, the whole body will be right. When appointments are done in the overall interest of our country, it will be okay. It is the leadership of the country. A judicial officer ordinarily believes that it's under the president. That is the truth. When you see certain things, certain laws, certain behavior, certain conducts of the executive, you start wondering. It gives us concern. When you say PDP has done it before, should we continue in these bad paths? We voted so that you can clear the past and set the future. That's what I'm saying to you. Stop referring to PDP. If PDP makes a mistake, should we continue in that part of PDP? Even if you say PDP has done this, majority of them has done times 10 of what they say PDP has done. So let me put it this way, that the best way to go is to please let us work with a leader that has conscience, that has Nigeria as his priority, above all those sentiments. Is it PDP that said this appointment must always come from a family? She is PDP. In the PDP days, have you ever seen when they keep service chiefs forever? Have you ever seen it? So when we are talking PDP, because PDP is just statements to just ward off the truth.
No, but I am interested in you breaking down our judiciary as it is right now.
I just
Because
said it to you.
people who allege that what you cannot get through the ballot box, now you can get through the judiciary.
So, my brother, I agree with you, everything you are saying. I want to draw your attention to a particular, that was why I told you when the judicial process is right. When the judicial process is right, everything will fall in place. Whatever you say about judiciary or you say about legislature will do budgeting. The executive will bring budget to them. They will do what they have to do. They will put their own inside. Look at what happened recently in National Assembly. That was a show of shame. You don't hear it again now. Let's leave judiciary for now. Where is EFCC in all this? When you see appointee of a minister, for instance, dying like this, that one is another dimension. No? You saw all the figures that made under APC government. What did they call that one? Stinker. Those things now, they took it off camera when they saw the embarrassment it was creating. Putting pressure on the judiciary, if I may say that. Look at the Osun election. They totally forgot about the people who voted. Judgment was about the judge who did not come. It's too much. You see, and there's some people who told them, take that part, take that part. When you take that part, it will be okay. So the problem is not totally of judiciary. Whatever rot you say is in the judiciary. The problem emanates from the executive. When the executive wants to perpetuate themselves in power, they will put pressure on every organ of government around them. When a judge is not doing their bit, they will go and look for her account or his account. They will start intimidating them. My brother, may God not test your faith. Not many people can stand in times like this. While I'm not absolving judiciary or telling you that they are saints, but the key problem is the leadership of our country must be the right leadership, and secondly, the electoral process must be addressed. When everybody knows you can be called or booked, everybody will sit back and be cautious. That's it.
Now, every time we hear about war against corruption, why do you think the pandemic of corruption has refused to go? You are free to go into a bit of psychology or whatever, just because it seems it has become normal with us and no solution in sight. What do you think is primarily responsible? Why do people steal? Does it start from need and then graduate to greed?
Excuse me, the situation in our country is pathetic. In the house, if you send somebody to go and do something, even your driver buy fuel, they will still find a way to steal money. If you get to a toll gate now, the person that wants to give you ticket will be looking at your face like this to cause a small delay, whether you not collect tickets. It is everywhere. One, because leadership has not provided the template of clean living. The Yoruba man says, God, don't let me be tempted. Don't let me eat the food of my enemy. But if you don't put anything on the fire, you will eat the food of your enemy. And that is what you see happens on election day. Our leaders make our people so poor that on election day they give them stipends. They say, I will use it to cook this night, forgetting that they are going to suffer for it for 4 years. What I'm trying to say in effect is that you have just seen the lives and times of every EFCC chairman, how they ended. The lives, excuse me, and times of every EFCC chairman, that's the height. It is the government that will first of all start to use them. And they will forget themselves and believe that the world is in their pocket. Do you ever think that a Magu can be called out like this in your life? The way he was talking on the television. Do you remember, what is this man's name again? This one that took over from Magu. The Magu took over from Lamode. Look, he too went to exile at some point. Look at Ribadu. Look at all of them. Because we all normally fool ourselves. It's a political weapon. When it stops to be a political weapon, it will function well. It is not as much as people you arrest. It is as much as impact. You know, a policeman can police 400 people at the same time by his presence. A policeman in London or two, they'll be walking. Everybody will caution themselves. You caution yourself. In Nigeria, when police is walking, you say, come. They give you 500. I say, John, sir. Thank you, sir. When trouble has that day, he will just say, now God house, don't enter. So the system is sick. You only need a leader who has the liver, who is not going to use that kind of instrument for political gain, but for the good of the nation. When you are afraid, when you lead and people respect the law, then the leader is leading right. Because when a leader is not leading right, people will now circumvent it. Say the leader, they will take over that leader's job. Look at Buhari now. So many people are taking over his job. You hear directive from here. Mr. President says this. Mr. President says that. We don't know what to believe. We are in the boat. We are just traveling. So that's the way I can put that one. It's more than
Yeah.
pandemic. You can put another name after pandemic.
Of all the problems in Nigeria, I think the biggest to me is the issue of ethnicity. Everything now seems to be my region, my people, my people. How do we get out of this?
My brother, I've told you again, and I'm saying it with all humility. When we get the electoral process right,
But how will you get it right now with all this?
if we get the electoral process right, the people will obviously respect the electorate. They will know they can take you out. When you want to go into office, I will fight corruption. I will reduce this. I will improve on this. They will hold you to account. This time, if they want to hold you to account, they will bring gun. Gun will come. INEC will help you to change data. So where are we in all this? But the moment all these things you are saying is about a leader. Excuse me. The Bible says salvation came to the Jew and Gentile, and by one man. By only one man, salvation in Christ. That is why you can stay in your house and say, "Oh Lord, forgive me my sins," and you are born again. You don't need Jesus to come physically. That is why those who believe in the Quran says there is no al-Jannah with evil deeds. So you either drop them to get to al-Jannah. So these challenges here is getting the electoral process right to produce a leader that is accountable. If I know I can win an election without the people, then it's easy. I don't need them. I'll just save money for election day, give them, and you'll be governor, you'll be president. People who brought the INEC chairman will have a payback time. That's the truth. People who brought the IGP will call him, "We are bringing you because of this one. Oh. Don't forget it's our time." Oh. People who brought most of these guys, they have their keys and their control. That's the truth. But if nobody brings anybody, like the Inspector General of Police, like the CJN, if they follow due process, fear is fair. Some people are removed so that a region can go up. Some people are brought low so that because so many things are piled on each other, and evil has become the order of the day.
Wow. Well, now that it seems you are still considering that you may not run to be president of Nigeria, if you run, what would be your priority areas based on what you are seeing on ground right now?
That electoral process, I will put it right. The electoral process, I will put it right. I will remove myself from it as a president. Because when you perform well, you don't need the electoral process to work for you. It will just work naturally. But the moment if it's not right, you have to come with the barrel of a gun. You have to use thugs. The people you refuse to give food before, motor boys, you go and give them money. Give them hard liquors to come and kill people, to come and drive people away from the process. Well, if that process is okay, that is the unity of our country. We will not even need zoning. We will not need zoning. To south to west, the good man will just emerge. Nigerians kept look at the north, they voted for Abiola. South voted for Abiola. I think you understand what I'm saying. But that thing was shut down. These are times in memorial that our future was shut down long time ago. Everybody now still go back to those leaders who brought the country down to Sarah Kandede. They still go back there. It's a corrupt society where corrupt leaders are still calling shots. That's it. That's it. That's the truth. Electoral process will make the people, the government, to fear the people. They will respect us. When we say go, we are not sending you again. It will remove godfatherism. It will remove it. There's no need to talk about godfatherism. It will just come off, because a poor boy, a poor lady can just rise and defeat the establishment. In America, the establishment, independent candidates can win. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
please.
I'm not desperate to be Nigerian president, but if opportunity comes, I will try. That's it.
Okay, finally, again, I'd like to speak about your party. What some people are already predicting that there may be crisis because some people, the same way you are saying, some people want to control the party. Your party too is under the grip of some leaders. So, what do you see an implosion somewhere along the line?
The two political parties will have challenges. That is the truth. And this boils down to what I just told you, the true electoral process. Do I let you know that Nigerians actually deserved the right candidates to make choice from? Nigerians would start having problems from the point of nomination, not even the election.
Yes.
Nigerians at the end of the day are left with no option. They are faced with two evils, looking for one, which one is manageable. Even when the two evils are evil and they will never be good. So the situation here is that nomination process is as important as the general election. And this whole idea of having 90, 100 political parties is a fraud. When you have a ballot paper that is as long as the height of a fridge, it's ridiculous. There should be standard 5 political parties. If you don't join this, you can join this. If you don't join this, you can join this.
For me, maximum 3. It's a
So,
waste of time.
yes, there should be proper regulation. There should be proper regulation. If it's not done, we are wasting our time. We're wasting our time. This ethnicity you are talking about has become an issue as a result of selfish leaders who will tell you, we are fighting for Yoruba. We are fighting for Yoruba. Which Yoruba are you fighting? You are the one that has the whole thing. Who are you fooling? You are the Baba. Others are suffering. So stop telling us you are fighting for us. Fighting for who? Say Ranka Dede Baba. I'm from so state in the north. Everybody is saying Baba. It's because you cornered our wealth. Nothing more. Then godfatherism, if they don't see you, then they cannot contest election. But when the electoral process is right, I'm telling you, whatever name you call that political party does not matter. Establishment will be disgraced. You will defeat establishment. And when we begin to defeat, that is why establishment, when they're about to be defeated, they will bring police, they will bring soldiers, they will come and fight you, they will run you out of town because they know that establishment is about. Look at the story of Trump. Now, I don't like that Trump again. No? I don't like the way he's killing people. I don't like that Trump again. What I'm just trying to say, my own, is that Trump, whatever you say, defeated the establishment. Whatever you say. And can we have a situation where people can defeat the establishment in our country? That's the problem.
Well, Your Excellency,
So,
we've done 9 minutes already. And so I would like to take a final shot. And that shot is, what would you do if your party again decides to pick another candidate in 2022? because you will do the primaries, I believe, in 2022.
Let me say to you, I will only support a southern president. And I want to be quoted. Because the things we do today will live after us. I will only support a southern president.
Okay, having said that, okay, so let's do a follow-up. Having said that, and let's project into the future as an expert in the matter. Could you give me 3-4 names that you think within your party can come from any part of the South, including South?
I'm number one.
Yes, I know that. I mean,
God bless you. I'm number one. And with God, all things are possible.
Okay, who else?
Secondly, in the West.
In the West.
When you are talking my party, when you are talking about my party, you know, Obi is a good person in the East.
Peter Obi.
A good person in the East. Wike is a good person in the South. Some of our colleagues that are served and have experience to lead their states and beyond their states are qualified. Seyi Makinde is qualified. Seyi Makinde at the time will be a full one-term governor, will have Ghana experience, and he's been in the business world as well. He will have what it takes to if he wants to run.
Okay, what of Ben Ayade, Cross River?
Like I said to you, excuse me, most of our colleagues, they've garnered enough experience. Because for me, when the North has done 8 years, it is the turn of the South. So any of them have the innate capacity, ability to run as president of Nigeria. Because the president itself cannot do everything. He's only going to surround him with good people. When you surround yourself with good people, you achieve results. You never can tell. You might be talking to the next Nigerian president. You never know what God will do.
So what if your party does not pick you or any Southerner? Would you be tempted to support an APC Southern candidate?
My brother, why would I want to jump out of this party?
No, I'm just saying that since you are very vehement that a Southerner must be the next president of Nigeria. So if your party does not pick that Southerner and APC decides to pick, let's say, Tinubu or Shimbagi or any...
with all respect,
yeah.
With all respect, I am a party man.
So you will accept whatever your party decides?
I may not support. It's the turn of the Southerner.
I agree with you, but what if it doesn't happen that way? Would you be tempted?
I can stay in my house.
No.
That's the truth. Instead of fight the party, I will stay in my house. Because these are issues for principle. You can't approbate and reprobate at the same time. I can't be saying I will do this and go and do the other. There are certain things that whatever you say about me, I will do what I have to do because I'm not feeding under anybody. But the association which we have found ourselves is in the PDP, we must equally respect that party. So it's better for me to hands off and stay at a post. For me, for equity, reasons of rotational presidency, it is the turn of the Southern Nigeria.
Wow.
That's the truth. If the party does otherwise, I will stay in my house. You won't force me. You won't force me. And if you now ask me a question, I will answer you why I did not.
So, but why would you now then rise up as a national figure to say, okay, based on principle, I will support a southern candidate, and he supports a good candidate from the south.
Even when it's not in PDP, Abi?
Even when it's not in PDP. I think that would be the normal thing to do.
I'm sure maybe you are no more a politician, Abi.
I know. I'm a part-time politician now.
You are what?
A part-time politician.
Well, let me leave it that.
I have retired. I have retired.
It's
Anyway.
better. Let me put it this way. For me, I like to keep to my words. I don't want to say something and run away. I want to be confronted. Not many people has confronted me with what I've said before. Because I say it, I follow it. I am honorable enough to take decisions. I'm not begging anybody for appointment. I'm not begging anybody for food. I'm not looking for contract. I'm not a contractor. So, my brother, I want a southern president. Other issues thereafter, when we get to the bridge, we will cross it.
Wow. Well, I want to say a very, very, very big thank you to you for this opportunity. It's a session that I really looked forward to. But I know that you and I will still continue the conversation.
Yes.
And when the time comes, we would invite you to come back. We've enjoyed this moment very, very much. And I pray for you and your family. And I would like to thank your son who set this up, Ayo Jr.
Rogba. Ayo Rogba.
Ayo Rogba.
Ayo Rogba Yimeka. Ayo Fayose.
Such a beautiful name. Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to thank him for this opportunity. I want to thank Lere Olayinka, who also did so much, get us a lot of your pictures, and it's worked around the clock. So I want to thank everybody, and I want to send my love to your family. Thank you, sir, for joining me tonight. God bless you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
And commend this platform to Nigerians as a platform that can turn around things. People can learn from it, and people's opinion can go far from this platform. However, those of you that are born again, after supporting Buhari, remain born again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your candid comment. Thank you. And then we'll end with some music again.
Baba
Your Excellency, we play what we call our own national anthem here, Duduke. So you listen to it before you.
First, let me say to you, I cannot wait to see you. You are the treasure I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? I dey pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know, say every day I dey pray for you. Oh, in my heart, so there's a permanent place for you. That's why my heart it a beat like do bang. Cause now you are too so I am me, I know. I sing for you wanna be like do bang. Baby now you are go big I am me, I know. Go tell me oh. See I may not give the word to you but I give you what I have. Oh baby, oh, you are my angel, could you live me? Shabby, you know, say every day I pray for you. Oh, in my heart today, it's a permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a beat like you do. Cause now you are too so I know, tell me I know. I sing for you wanna be like you do. Baby, now you are go big I am tell me I know. Only for you.
Thank you, sir, and God bless you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
My dear viewers, on this note, I say good night to everybody. Thank you so much. And we would like to say a very, very wonderful night to the former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Ayodele Fayose. Thank you, sir, for coming.
God bless you.
Thank you.